There is now a question mark over whether large national gatherings like the National Day Parade and the May Day Rally can proceed as normal in light of the COVID-19 outbreak. Speaking at the Multi-Ministry press conference this morning, National Development Minister Lawrence Wong said the organisers will need to discuss this with the task force. Here's Multimedia correspondent Hairianto Diman with more.
I'm here at the National Press Centre where the Multi-Ministry Task Force press briefing was held earlier. As you can see, members of the media were seated apart from one another as the co-chairs of the task force announced a slew of new measures to contain the import of COVID-19 cases as well as curb the spread in Singapore. This comes after the World Health Organization declared the COVID-19 outbreak a pandemic.
The outbreak has now been classified as a pandemic by the World Health Organization. The situation in Singapore remains under control and we are not changing the DORSCON levels. We have been planning ahead and putting in place measures as situation evolved. We cannot be complacent. Despite our best efforts at contact tracing to ring-fence confirmed cases, we still see new cases every day and increasingly more imported cases. Therefore, as cases rise globally, we expect to see spikes in number of cases here in Singapore too. The threat of importation of cases remains serious and imminent. As of 12 March, we had 47 imported cases. This is about 25% of the total number of confirmed cases. Over the past 10 days, there were 23 imported cases, or nearly a third of new cases were imported. In fact, just 2 days ago, on 11 March, we saw our highest number of imported cases since the outbreak began. Border control measures, therefore, remain important in lowering the risk of imported cases.
Singaporeans are to defer all non-essential travel to Italy, France, Spain and Germany. Existing travel advisories against all travel to Hubei province and non-essential travel to the rest of mainland China, Iran, Japan and Korea will remain. Singaporeans are also advised to exercise caution when travelling to all countries affected by COVID-19, especially those who have exported cases. These include neighbouring countries like Indonesia and the Philippines. Singaporeans who have made plans to travel during the upcoming March holidays are advised to review their plans based on this latest advisory. From midnight on March 15th, all new visitors who had been to Italy, France, Spain and Germany within the last 14 days will not be allowed entry or transit through Singapore. At the same time, Singaporeans and permanent residents who have been to the same 4 countries within the last 14 days will be issued a stay-home notice. This means they must stay at home at all times for the 14 days after returning here. The notice will also apply to long-term pass holders under the same circumstances. The task force also outlined additional social distancing measures, including limiting the size of gatherings to 250 people.
We have put out the rule on ticketed events. We would ask all event organizers to take the necessary precautions, bearing in mind the scale of the event, and we've put 250 as a guide, but also, as I highlighted, the principles underpinning the number. Right? The number is a useful guide, but think also about the principles that apply, be it the density, the duration, the nature of the activity. We would then ask all event organizers, whether it's for rallies or for conferences or for any other thing, right? Just think about these guidelines and then apply them accordingly.
All ticketed cultural, sports and entertainment events with 250 participants or more are to be deferred or cancelled. For events they have been committed to, organisers must demonstrate that satisfactory precautionary measures have been put in place before they can proceed. For all other mass gatherings, including private functions and religious services, organisers are advised to put in place these precautions. Meanwhile, employers should put in place measures to reduce close contact, such as implementing telecommuting and video conferencing, staggering work hours and allowing staff to commute at off-peak hours. With these additional measures in place, the task force stresses the importance of personal responsibilities like regular hand washing and staying at home when unwell, so as to contain the spread of COVID-19.